The initial expectation, as we've talked about earlier, is always that if you're dealing with a real person, generally these movies take you through birth to drug addiction, to recovery from drug addiction, to artistic triumph, to death. And that is, from my point of view, becomes a kind of greatest hits of the famous person's life. And often I would go to a movie like that and feel like, well, I know they did this, this, and this, but I didn't really get to know them. And, in my own limited way, I didn't feel capable of making that kind of film about Arbus. I did feel capable of trying to make an intimate portrait of her inner life and what she might have experienced in photographing a single subject. So if you take that as a starting point and you say, this is a movie that is going to be about the taking of one picture, that's it. That's all we're going to try to do, and hopefully in the taking of that one picture, we will convey what Diane Arbus went through when she found a subject, got to know a subject, talked to that subject for years, and eventually photographed it. But if you say that, you've got to find who that person is going to be. And in the case of Arbus, it needs to be some kind of freaky person. And that began the process of trying to find out who would she be having a relationship with. Is it a giant? Is it a little person? Is it a transvestite? What is it? And we arrived at a solution to that problem. And that solution is the Robert Downey Jr. character. That's an imaginative solution. It's not literal. It's not something that directly comes from Diane's life, but it is a metaphor. And that's an imaginary portrait. It's not something that she actually did, but it symbolizes what she did do.